the paradigms today, if you're doing B2B search, just like kind of like you go to use Sales Navigator or Zoom Info or one of those tools, right? A list building tool, and you'll try to build lists. That's really sloppy. What industry do I choose? Like, what is Figma? Is it a design company? Is it an internet company? Is it a computer software company? Like, I'm basically just a data nerd. Specifically, when I say data, I mean B2B contacts and company information. So I started at Microsoft, out of college, PM at OneNote, Discover.org, which is now Zoom Info. One of the first data engineers there, first data scientist, People Data Labs. I went to Gorgeous after that, Charm.io, and now started Exact Buyer. The problem at Exact Buyer, you probably hear it in the name, the thing that we're trying to solve is just to improve your targeting, right? And so that's the sort of fundamental thing that we're trying to figure out. And there's many roads that will lead you to improve targeting, but the ones that we're trying to figure out is how can we take all the keyword data that we know about people and try to match that to what you're looking for and create a better search paradigm today, right? So the paradigms today, if you're doing B2B search, just like kind of like you go to Google and you're just like, I don't know, maybe you search for like, show me someone who like knows Python in San Francisco, but like you'll get some content pieces or blogs, right? You're not going to get details about those people. Or you go to LinkedIn, maybe you type that in, or you use Sales Navigator or Zoom Info or one of those tools, right? A list building tool, and you'll try to build lists. But what you've seen is like, that's really sloppy. And like a lot of people don't know, like, what industry do I choose? Like, what is Figma? Is it a design company? Is it an internet company? Is it a computer software company? Like, how do I choose the right industry? So list building is this super like archaic thing that people do because like you can get very advanced, and if you're good at it, the super data nerds like ourselves are like super into it. Like, how many different permutations or variations of things can I play around and mess with? But for most people, it's just like, I just need to find this person who is in San Francisco and like knows Python and Java or something and speaks French or something. I don't know. So I think it's exactly like you're saying, like how specific can you get? That's the thing that I kind of focus on. How specific can you get about your ideal buyer, right? And so like, prospecting, like on the one extreme, it's like if you're trying to find like a mate for life, like a partner that you're going to be with, it's like you're not going to be like, well, like, are they in New York and are they between this and this age, and that's good enough for me? Like, I'm just going to use those two filters and like make a list. Or do you want to know a lot more? Like, do they have the same interests as me, or do they have whatever? In a B2B context, in an actual sales context, you might say like, hey, I see that the head of growth is the exact person that is going to use a tool like mine, because I'm selling an API for growth, and the head of growth is charged with like growing at scale, right? Growing super fast, using this data, making sure that it's highly accurate, because it's all about improving CAC, improving efficiency. Like, that's going to be my target, maybe even more so than a VP of sales, which is also charged with revenue goals and doing all of that, but maybe it's more account based, right? Maybe it's less data driven, right? And so those are the types of things where we're trying to help people identify. For example, what we do is we look in your CRM, right? And we analyze everyone in your CRM. And then we say like, okay, based on who was in your CRM, we think like you're selling better to this company or to this certain persona than others, right? And because we have more filters than just the highest five, like revenue, industry, the usual suspects, because we have maybe hundreds or even thousands of different features or attributes to calculate on, now you're getting incredibly granular, right? And now you can spend more of your marketing dollars targeting those people first, right? And then maybe going to the sort of secondary and tertiary, segments that you might want to sell to.